If you've ever felt the frustration of trying to engage a student who seems uninterested, disengaged, or just, downright resistant, well, this episode is for you. Welcome to another episode of the Teacher RockStar podcast. I'm your host, Steve Hiles, and today we're going to be diving into a topic that every teacher will face at some point in their career, and that's how to get a reluctant learner to complete assignments or take part in class. If you've ever felt the frustration of trying to engage a student who seems uninterested, disengaged, or just, downright resistant, well, this episode is for you. Let's start with the understanding of the root of reluctance. Oftentimes we perceive a student who is reluctant as being lazy or defiant, but it could be masking a deeper issue. Students might be dealing with anxiety, fear, or just lack of confidence, or even challenges outside of school that we know nothing about. Okay, so recognizing this is the first step to addressing reluctance effectively. When you see a student struggling, ask yourself what might be the underlying reasons. What lies beneath the surface here. Moving on to the next thing, which is very, very critical, is building a relationship with the student. Very important here. Students who feel, and I've said this many times before, when students feel seen, valued, and heard, okay, they're more than likely going to engage in the learning, okay? Take time to talk to them one-on-one. Ask them what their interests are, their hobbies, what they do on the weekends, and what kind of music that they listen to, okay? These conversations, believe it or not, can build trust and make the student feel that, that they are very... It might make the student feel seen, okay, and valued. So that's what that's why it's extremely important. And I will say, building relationships is foundational. It's really, really that important. Okay. All right. Moving on to the third thing here. Let's talk about setting clear expectations. Sometimes students resist participating because they don't fully understand what's being asked of them. Okay, so be very, very explicit in your instruction and your expectations, and even break complex tasks into smaller bite-sized pieces. Okay, a large project or a complex assignment may in fact be overwhelming for the student, but smaller chunks, okay, with clear directions will make it feel much more manageable, I assure you, okay? Are you a teacher who finds yourself drowning in the challenges of classroom management? Do student behaviors leave you feeling overwhelmed and drained at the end of each day? Picture this, a classroom where your students are not just present, but fully engaged, focused, and eager to learn. Say goodbye to classroom management stress and hello to success. The Teacher RockStar Academy course is meticulously designed to equip you with the tools and strategies needed to skyrocket your effectiveness as a teacher. Curious to know if the Teacher RockStar Academy course is the missing piece in your teaching journey? If you're ready to reclaim control of your classroom and witness the incredible impact on your students, then use the link in the podcast description to learn more about this program. All right. Another strategy is to make learning relevant. Years ago when I was in school, elementary school, let's say, it felt that a lot of what I was learning really wasn't practical outside those four classroom walls, It just seems like we were just learning this to pass some kind of a test, okay? So that's why making learning relevant to the real world is so very critical. All right. For example, if you're teaching persuasive writing, let students write about something that they deeply care about, not a prompt that you just arbitrarily put up there. You know what I mean? Finding out what their personal interests, is can spark an interest. So let's not forget the power of choice. Giving students some kind of autonomy will pay off in big dividends. Okay. Can they choose the format of their assignment? Okay, when it comes to maybe taking a test, can it be maybe not just multiple choice, but can they, make some kind of a diorama, okay, some kind of a project or something other than just, essay testing or multiple choice. Just give them choices, Okay, that would be the thing to do there. Maybe they can create a video, write an essay, okay, design a poster, things like that. All right, moving on to another very important thing would be positive reinforcement, which is a very powerful tool here. Celebrate the small victories, okay? Yesterday that same student may not have been able to, pick up his pencil to even start on a writing essay, let's say. But today he wrote a paragraph. Well, at least he picked up his pencil, right? So celebrate that small win there, okay? Positive feedback builds momentum and helps reluctant learners see the efforts that leads to their progress. All right. Number 7. Now, for particularly resistant students, consider creating a behavioral or learning contract. Work together, okay, to set goals and outline what success actually looks like. Include incentives in meeting these goals. This collaborative approach can help students feel like active participants in their learning rather than passive recipients of rules and assignments, okay? Moving on to the next one. Sometimes reluctance stems from a fear of failure. Now, in these cases, creating a safe space for mistakes is essential. Emphasize that failure is part of learning and model a growth mindset yourself, okay? Share stories of your own struggles and how you overcame them. Let students know that it's okay to stumble as long as they keep trying, and that's the key, being persistent. Number 9, another tip is to pair reluctant learners with peers who can serve as mentors or collaborators. A supportive classmate, okay, can make tasks feel less intimidating and encourage participation. This approach not only fosters connections, which are critical for engagement. Okay, and finally, keep the lines of communication open with parents or guardians. They might have insights into what motivates their child or what's causing the reluctance. Collaborating with families ensures a more holistic approach to supporting the student. So, with that being said, to wrap it up, remember that progress takes time. You're not going to more than likely change that student's reluctance and just, it's not going to happen overnight. Okay? But with patience, understanding, and the right strategies, you can help them find their way and celebrate every small step forward and keep showing up for your students, because every effort you make, in fact, matters. Okay? I want to thank you for tuning in today. If you found this discussion helpful, please share it with a colleague. My friend, until the next time, keep inspiring and empowering your students. We'll see you same time, same place next week. And always remember, you've got this.
You've been listening to the Teacher RockStar podcast with your host, Steve Hiles. We hope you've enjoyed this podcast as much as we have. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our ever-growing community of Teacher RockStars. Until then, thanks for listening.